Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let, let me introduce myself. I'm Olena Panchenko, a professor from LOLspeak National University. What I would like to present you today is our paper, Natural Languages versus Languages of Augmented Reality. My talk is particularly relevant to the researchers who are interested in the problem of mutual interaction of natural languages and the artificial languages which appear in augmented reality. I have divided my presentation into three parts. First of all, I will shortly exhibit the basics on which our research is based on, present the research question, then outline the answers, and finally, I will discuss those aspects that need further research. A language is a phenomenon which is present in all types of realities and it has been constantly changing. The augmented reality has a great influence on the natural language and now it has intermixed with a number of artificial new communication creations, creolized text, LOL, etc. This paper deals with the description of mutual influences on such languages. We can suggest that this period of language changes under the influence of new technologies is not the first one in history. For example, the appearance of printed mass media also led to the appearance of various means of linguistic impression. The physical space of locating the linguistic units is lessening, but this space is augmented by various technologies, thus changing the character of corresponding linguistic units. The aim of the paper is to compare natural and artificial languages of augmented reality and to analyze the main mutual changes. A descriptive research model was used in this study. This method helped to describe the existing situation as it was. As the first step of our research, we have used the analysis of the key scientific papers dealing with our problem. The research stage included comparative method concerning a natural language, English in our case, and new languages of augmented reality. This research seeks the answer to the question, does the language improve? The papers, which are the theoretical basis of our article, belong to two groups. The works concerning teaching languages in conditions of augmented reality and the works concerning language formation of today, mainly the language of programming. Some methodological positions of these papers are used by us, but the languages of programming are not included into the material of our research. The use of augmented reality in education has been analyzed by numerous world scientists and Ukrainian researchers in frameworks of the scientific conferences, Augmented Reality Education 2018, 19, and 20. Having analyzed the papers relevant for our research, we can define the novelty of our paper, which is explained by comparison of natural and augmented reality languages as for their degree of compression and special functions. Such comparison hasn't been effected yet. Not regarding languages of programming, we focus on special means of communication on the Internet. LEET is a computer language with certain aims and peculiarities. It is constructed by means of certain mistakes, usage of numbers instead of letters. The function of it is to decipher the speech content and to leave it within a certain group of users. A peculiar morphological feature of it is a wide usage of certain suffixes. Free grammar demands more intuition of the speaker than grammar knowledge. The stress is fixed. A lot of rhymes are used to strengthen its expressivity as well as exclamation marks. An important scientific feature of LEET, a specific feature of LEET, is that it is only a written language which doesn't have an oral form. Another form of an artificial language is text-speak, or SMS language, which is defined by Cambridge Dictionary as a kind of language and spelling, often containing short forms of words that people use when they are writing text messages. It is considered to be quite annoying for those who are not used to it. Text-speak is characterized by acronyms, the deletion of unnecessary words, vowels, punctuation, and capitalization. The main reason for appearance of this language is the lack of space for rendering a message when one letter or digit can replace a word. To make it more expressive, a set of emoticons, pictograms, and logograms are used. Written communication in an instant messaging, text messaging, chat, and other forms of electronic communication appears to have generated a new language of abbreviations, acronyms, word combinations, and punctuation. One of the most interesting and well-known internet languages is LOL, or Laugh Out Loud. Any form of typed text language that is not in proper English is usually in reference to cute cat pictures. The word lolcat is attested as early as June 2006, and the domain name lolcat.com was registered on June 14, 2006. And because LOLspeak started in written medium, it is difficult to separate out features that we would normally divide into the domains of orthography and phonetics in other phenomena. Indeed, what becomes quite apparent about LOLspeak is that what we might consider to be phonetic is often motivated by the orthographic conventions. That orthography has helped shape this example of a language play indicates just how central the written form is to LOLspeak. There is even a Bible translation project going on where they translate the entire Bible into LOLspeak. Typical linguistic features are misspelling, defined constant grammar mistakes, limited specific vocabulary. The following picture illustrates all of them. Besides, there exist some other internet languages which are used by a limited audience. For instance, they are flaming, which refers to the use of rude or profane language in interactions between internet users. Judemon used in the Philippines, sexting, which sends sexual messages, etc. All in all, these languages can be united under the common term creolized texts, which means heterogeneous constructions combining natural linguistic units and those ones which are expressed by various means of augmented reality, pictures, figures, sounds, videos, etc. To our minds, the combination of natural and artificial languages serves to fulfill the following three functions: compression, expressivity, intimization. The abundance of information accumulating every day and every hour, and the limited volume of a human being attention makes it relevant to present the information in the most concise variant where augmented reality means are of great help. The formal telegraph language now has been replaced by various shortenings mentioned above, QR codes, which are ready to unfold the information when necessary, etc. QR code, for example, can be used while reading a book, and it allows watching a video, a cartoon, in addition to a printed text, or making acquaintance with an advertisement. Augmented reality means, in combination with natural language, make text more expressive and interesting for certain readers. LOLspeak is full of funny expressions which quickly penetrate into usual communication. For example, with the development of the Ukrainian segment of the internet, so-called Ukr.net, gains more and more popularity. Intimization of augmented reality languages, LEET, for instance, is explained by the desire of certain groups of the internet users to cipher their message and to hide it from the aliens. Answering the question said by us at the beginning of the article, as for the improvement of languages, we would like to admit that the appearance of functioning of languages of augmented reality have both positive and negative influence on natural languages. Fulfilling three main functions, compression, expressivity, intimization, artificial languages developed a set of new linguistic means. A limited list of grammar mistakes and suffixes, typical spelling breaks, reduced punctuation, emoticons. These new means help make texts both of natural and augmented reality languages shorter, more economical, and more expressive. But at the same time, LOLspeak, LEETspeak, etc., break grammar rules and spelling rules, discouraging young speakers from acquiring literacy. This mutual interaction is still not fully investigated and analyzed and more developed. We are confident that it would be a very interesting and useful contribution to the language. Thank you for your attention.